There comes a moment in every soul's journey when the tides of life begin to turn, not by chance, but by divine orchestration. You may not see it yet, but something extraordinary is aligning in your favor. The silence you've been walking through was never empty, it was sacred preparation. Every delay, every detour, every disappointment has been recalibrating your destiny to meet you at the right frequency. And now the energy is shifting. You can feel it in the air, that quiet stirring, that pulse of something greater moving toward you. It's the whisper of destiny saying, "Get ready. Your time has come." The miracle you've prayed for, the breakthrough you've imagined, the restoration you've longed to see. It's already in motion. It's not waiting on the world to change. It's waiting on you to believe. Because miracles are not random gifts. They are divine responses to inner readiness. When your faith becomes stronger than your fear, the unseen begins to rearrange itself around you. Doors start to open, people appear at the right time, and what once felt impossible begins to feel inevitable. So, this is your call to rise, to shake off the doubt, the waiting, the disbelief that's been clouding your vision. The miracle you seek is not coming from somewhere else. It's coming through you. The moment you decide it's already yours, the universe bends to deliver it. You don't need to chase it. You only need to align with it. Feel it as done. Speak as if it's here. Live as if you've already received it. Because the truth is, you have. The rest of the world is simply catching up to your vibration. Get ready to receive, not with desperation, but with expectation. Not with fear, but with faith. Something beautiful, something precise, something long awaited is on its way to you. And this time, it's not leaving. The big miracle you've been praying for is not in the distance anymore. It's at your door, waiting for your belief to open it. The unseen is already formed. Your miracle exists in the invisible, before your eyes ever behold it, before your hands ever touch it. The miracle you're waiting for has already taken form in the unseen. The invisible world is not empty. It's alive, organized, and fully aware of your desires. Every thought you've sent out, every prayer whispered through tears, every vision that has lived in your imagination has already carved its blueprint in the spiritual realm. What you call waiting is not a delay, it's gestation. The invisible aligning itself with your belief. You are not trying to create something from nothing. You are allowing what already exists in eternity to be born into time. The universe is not preparing your miracle, it's preparing you to match its vibration. You see, there is a law beyond logic, a rhythm beyond reason. The law of assumption. It says that everything begins first as an inner reality. The world outside is a mirror, not a maker. Whatever you hold to be true within yourself must eventually materialize in your environment. If you hold on to lack, you multiply lack. If you hold on to fulfillment, fulfillment multiplies you. Every external result is an echo of an inner assumption. The reason some people witness miracles while others remain stuck is not about luck, but consciousness. A miracle doesn't arrive because you beg for it. It arrives because you believe for it. The unseen listens not to your words but to your state. And when your state says, "It is done," creation responds, "So it is." The unseen is like a silent architect. It has already drawn the design for your healing, your promotion, your breakthrough, your reconciliation. But it waits for your alignment. Imagine planting a seed. You don't see the flower instantly, yet you trust it's growing beneath the soil. You water it, you nurture it, you give it sunlight, knowing it will bloom in its season. The same applies to your manifestation. The unseen is your soil, your imagination is the seed, and your faith is the water. Every day you think from your desired outcome instead of about it, you feed your seed. Every time you affirm, "It's already mine," the unseen smiles and whispers, "You finally remember." But here's the secret: the unseen cannot reveal what you continually doubt. Doubt is the fog that hides divine formation. The more you question when or how it will happen, the more you disconnect from the reality that it already has. The unseen doesn't work by time, it works by belief. The moment you feel your desire is fulfilled, even before logic can explain it, creation begins to arrange itself around your conviction. Your only task is to remain faithful to the inner picture. Let the world contradict you. Let circumstances mock you. That's their job. Your job is to stay in the knowing, the quiet, unshakable knowing that says, my miracle is already mine. Every answered prayer begins as a silent assumption. Think of the person who held the vision of healing long before the doctor confirmed it. Think of the dreamer who lived in abundance in their mind long before money ever entered their account. They were not delusional, they were aligned. The outer world eventually bowed to the inner one. When you accept this truth, fear loses its power. You no longer chase evidence, you become evidence. You stop asking, when will it happen? And start declaring, it already has. The universe loves certainty because certainty is the language of creation. The unseen is the womb of miracles. It doesn't respond to tears of desperation, but to the vibration of completion. When you walk, talk, and think as though it's already done, your frequency becomes irresistible to divine order. What you assume, you summon. What you embody, you attract. The unseen simply mirrors the consciousness you dwell in most. So, if you want to see something different, be something different. Stop rehearsing your lack. Stop feeding your fears. Start rehearsing your arrival. Start living in the end. Remember this, you are not asking the universe to give you something, you are asking it to reveal what's already yours. The unseen is not withholding blessings, it's waiting for your permission to deliver them. And permission is granted through belief. You cannot receive what you refuse to believe. When you wake up and declare, I already have it, you break the illusion of separation between you and your desire. Time collapses. The invisible becomes visible. The unseen becomes undeniable. So today, speak differently, feel differently, think differently. Walk as if your miracle is already walking beside you. Smile as if the breakthrough has already landed in your hands. Say thank you, not as hope, but as confirmation. The unseen is listening to the tone of your soul, not your fear, but your faith. It's already forming, already aligning, already ready to show up. And when it does, you'll realize it was never a miracle that appeared out of nowhere. It was always there, formed in silence, waiting for you to see it with your inner eye first. The unseen doesn't create on command, it reveals when you're ready. So don't chase the visible, build your belief. Because the moment your consciousness says, yes, the universe has no choice but to agree. Your miracle isn't on its way. It's already here. It's not about timing, it's about alignment. The unseen has already finished what you're just beginning to believe. You don't have to force it. You don't have to figure it out. You just have to feel it done. The unseen is already formed, and it's waiting for your faith to open the door. Feel it before you see it. The secret language of miracles, every great transformation, begins with a feeling long before it becomes a fact. The most powerful truth you can ever embrace is that emotion precedes evidence. You do not wait to see the change in order to believe. You believe until the change must be seen. Everything in your life, every situation, every opportunity, every miracle, responds not to your words but to the energy you radiate from within. Feeling is the magnetic pulse of creation. When you feel something as real, even if it hasn't yet appeared in your world, the universe starts rearranging itself to match that vibration. It's not imagination, it's initiation. When you feel abundance while your pockets are still empty, you are already rewriting the pattern of poverty. When you feel love before someone ever says the words, you are already summoning the reflection of that love into your reality. When you feel peace before the storm ends, you become the calm that makes the storm dissolve. This is the divine paradox. The feeling of the wish fulfilled is the bridge between desire and manifestation. What you feel persistently, you invite into existence. The heart doesn't wait for proof, it produces it. Think of your feelings as frequencies and your reality as a mirror. Whatever frequency you dwell in most, gratitude, joy, fear, or doubt, will be reflected back to you as events, people, and experiences that match that vibration. Most people try to change their lives by changing the mirror, forcing the outside to move before they've shifted inside. But the mirror cannot smile until you do. You cannot see light in the reflection if you stand in darkness. The moment you change your emotional state, the outer world has no choice but to follow your lead. This is why those who live with joy in advance often witness miracles that logic can't explain. You must learn to feel it before you see it, because feeling is faith in motion. Faith isn't pretending, it's perceiving. It's looking beyond appearances and saying, I know something higher is happening even if I can't touch it yet. The mind may argue with this truth, but the heart already knows it. The heart has always been the portal to the unseen. It can sense completion even while the world still shows fragments. That's why gratitude in advance is so powerful. It's emotional proof of your trust. The more you give thanks for what's coming, the faster it finds its way to you. Every emotion you sustain builds a magnetic field around you. Gratitude expands it. Doubt weakens it. Joy intensifies it. Fear shrinks it. The universe reads vibration. Not words, not effort, but energy. You could repeat affirmations for hours, but if you're vibrating with doubt while saying them, the signal you send is lack. But the moment you feel your affirmation as truth, the moment you actually feel what it would feel like to already have what you desire, you switch frequencies. You align with the already existing version of your reality that holds your miracle. You become the match. So instead of praying from desperation, pray from fulfillment. Instead of asking from emptiness, ask from abundance. When you close your eyes and feel the joy of already having it, the relief, the peace, the gratitude, you are stepping into the reality where it already exists. The unseen does not understand begging, it understands being. You cannot trick energy. It knows when you are pretending and when you are embodying. That's why emotion is the secret language of miracles. You can't just think your way into a new life, you must feel your way into it. If you want a miracle, train yourself to feel it done. Every morning, before you open your eyes, dwell in the emotion of arrival. Feel the happiness of the healed body. Feel the security of the restored finances. Feel the comfort of divine timing working in your favor. Don't chase the outer picture. Cultivate the inner emotion. The outer world is just a projection of the inner movie you keep playing. You can't watch a new film until you change the reel inside. The feeling is the real. Change the feeling, and you change the film of your life. But understand this, you don't force the feeling. You allow it. You surrender to it. You stop fighting your current circumstances and instead rise above them by dwelling in the reality of your fulfilled desire. The key is not to deny what you see, but to elevate what you feel. The world may still look the same, but your inner state has shifted, and once your inner state changes, your destiny has no choice but to follow. Creation moves at the speed of conviction. When you master the art of feeling first, you no longer chase miracles. Miracles chase you. You stop waiting for signs and start becoming one. You stop hoping something will happen and start knowing it already has. That shift in emotion is what bends reality. You start attracting people, situations, and opportunities that vibrate with your new frequency. You may call it coincidence, but it's not. It's confirmation. Feeling it before you see it is how the unseen becomes seen. It's how your invisible desire takes physical shape. You may not know the timing, the path, or the sequence, but you will always know the feeling. The feeling is the compass. The feeling is the signal that tells the universe, I'm ready. So instead of asking for signs, give them. Instead of waiting for evidence, become it. Feel the joy as though it's already here. Walk through your day with quiet certainty. Speak from fulfillment. Move as one who has already arrived, because the truth is, creation is complete. The only distance between you and your miracle is the emotional gap you maintain by doubting it. Close that gap by living in the end, by feeling the wish fulfilled, by knowing that energy obeys emotion, not time. The more you feel it real, the faster it reveals itself. So today, dare to feel differently. Smile before the news arrives. Celebrate before the results show. Thank the universe before the doors open. Because when you feel it before you see it, you don't just attract miracles. You become one. The state creates the event. You don't get what you want, you get who you are. Life does not respond to your wishes, it responds to your state. Every experience you live through, every person you meet, every opportunity that comes or leaves, is mirroring the state of consciousness you occupy. You can pray, affirm, or hustle as much as you want, But until your inner state shifts, your outer world remains unchanged. The secret to transformation lies not in trying to change external conditions, but in elevating the consciousness from which those conditions arise. The world is not happening to you, it is happening from you. You don't attract what you chase, you attract what you are being. Your state is the invisible frequency that governs your visible reality. It's not just about how you feel for a moment. It's the mental and emotional atmosphere you consistently dwell in. You can't think abundance while living in the state of lack. You can't manifest love while embodying the state of unworthiness. You can't create peace while dwelling in anxiety. The state you choose to occupy is the seed. The event is merely its harvest. Change the seed, and the entire field must follow. The outer world bends to match the vibration of your inner stance. So many people try to fight their circumstances without realizing they are just shadows of their state. The poor man who wins a fortune but still thinks poor will soon lose it. The broken-hearted person who finds love without healing within will eventually repeat the same pain. The one who fears failure even while achieving success will always feel unsafe. You can temporarily rearrange the outer pieces, but without an inner shift, the pattern returns. The true transformation begins when you stop managing outcomes and start mastering your state. What does it mean to live from the state of your wish fulfilled? It means you stop reaching for the thing, and you start being the version of yourself who already has it. It means embodying the peace, confidence, and gratitude of the fulfilled version of you before the evidence appears. You no longer ask, when will it happen? You declare, it already has. You walk through your day with calm certainty, knowing that everything around you is catching up to your new identity, because identity is creation's engine. The moment you decide, I am the person who already has it, your frequency shifts. You begin to think, speak, and act from that new state, and reality responds accordingly. When you live from the state of having, your choices become clear, your energy becomes magnetic, and your world starts rearranging itself without force. You begin to see divine coincidences, unexpected help, and graceful timing, because your vibration has aligned with the flow of life. You've stopped trying to control outcomes and started allowing them. It's no longer about effort, it's about embodiment. You no longer chase opportunities. They recognize you. You no longer beg for miracles. They follow you, because your inner world now matches their frequency. But how do you shift your state when life feels heavy, when circumstances scream the opposite of what you desire? You shift by awareness first, then by decision. Awareness shows you the state you're dwelling in, fear, doubt, or lack. Decision invites you to choose differently. You cannot rise from a state you don't recognize, and you cannot embody a higher one until you decide to feel from it. The key is not to fight the old state, but to outgrow it. Don't argue with darkness, turn on the light. Don't resist limitation, replace it with expansion. Every time you choose faith over fear, gratitude over worry, calm over chaos, you shift states, and your world begins to reassemble itself accordingly. Your consciousness is the creative center of your reality. Every morning you wake up, you are stepping into a certain vibrational suit, the state you wear for the day. That state determines how people treat you, what ideas come to you, and what events unfold. Two people can live in the same world but experience entirely different realities because of the state they inhabit. One walks in the vibration of lack and sees only barriers. The other walks in the vibration of abundance and sees only openings. The world has not changed, their state has. This truth frees you. It means you no longer need to wait for life to get better before you feel better. You no longer need to beg the outer world to give you signs. You have the power to choose your state now. And by doing so, you command your reality to shift. Every great leader, healer, or visionary has understood this. They did not wait for evidence to become certain. They became certain, and evidence followed. The power was never in what they had, but in who they were being. So when you find yourself stuck, don't ask, why is this happening to me? Ask, what state am I living from? Are you dwelling in worry or assurance? Are you expecting struggle or ease? Are you seeing yourself as someone waiting for a miracle, or as someone already embodying it? The answer to those questions determines what unfolds next. The outer world is just your consciousness projected in form. The moment you change your state, you change the projection. There is a profound peace that comes when you realize this. You stop fighting shadows. You stop blaming others. You stop feeling powerless. Instead, you rise inwardly. You declare with quiet confidence, I am no longer the version of me who struggles. And the universe listens, because creation doesn't respond to your need, it responds to your nature. You will never rise higher than the state you're loyal to. So today, decide who you are. Not who you were, not who you hope to be someday, but who you are now. Step into the state of abundance, of victory, of healing, of peace. Speak from it, think from it, and feel from it. Let that be your new home. The outer world may take a moment to catch up, but it always will, because life has no choice but to reflect the state you inhabit most. The miracle you're waiting for isn't hidden in the future. It's locked inside a higher state of being that you can step into right now. The moment you embody it, everything shifts. You don't need to chase the event, become the state that creates it. Because life doesn't give you what you want. It gives you who you are. Surrender the how and own the now. The divine art of letting life unfold. The greatest block to miracles is not disbelief, it's control. We pray for a breakthrough, yet secretly demand that it arrive through the route we designed. We speak of faith, but still carry the burden of planning every step of the divine journey. The truth is, the how is never your job. The universe, the higher intelligence that orchestrates every sunrise, already knows the way. Your role is not to design the process, but to declare the outcome and dwell in the feeling of it being done. When you finally surrender the how, you free the energy that has been trapped in worry, and it flows straight into manifestation. The universe can only deliver what you stop controlling. Owning the now is not a passive act, it's spiritual precision. It means you stop leaking your power into the future and reclaim it into this moment, the only creative point that exists. The past has no power, the future has no substance. Everything that ever becomes real must be born in the now. When you anchor yourself in presence, you align with the same frequency that creates galaxies, restores hearts, and births miracles. You begin to sense that life is not happening against you, but through you. The more you rest in trust, the more the divine order reveals itself in ways your logic could never have orchestrated. We are trained to chase results, to fix force, and figure everything out. But there is a sacred intelligence that moves when you stop interfering. Miracles do not come through control, they come through surrender. Control says, I must make it happen. Faith says, it is already happening. Control creates resistance, surrender creates flow. And in that flow, the path that once seemed hidden becomes clear. Life begins to meet you halfway. People appear at the right time. Opportunities unfold in sequences too perfect to be coincidence. That's when you realize, divine timing was never late, you were just early in your worry. The how belongs to the universe, because only it can see the full map. Your job is the what and the why. What do you desire? Why do you desire it? Once you know that, step back and trust the intelligence that made the stars to handle the how. You cannot manipulate divine timing, but you can align with it through peace, gratitude, and presence. When you surrender the need to know every detail, you make space for the miraculous to surprise you, because the universe loves to astonish those who trust it. Owning the now means living as though you already trust the unfolding. It's looking at your current situation, even the chaos, even the uncertainty, and saying, this too is part of the path. Nothing is wasted when you are aligned. Every detour carries information. Every delay sharpens your readiness. Every unanswered prayer is a redirection toward a better form of the same desire. When you live from that awareness, patience stops being painful, it becomes powerful. You begin to understand that your peace in the waiting determines the speed of the arrival. The moment you surrender the how, something shifts in the unseen. You stop vibrating in desperation, and your energy becomes one of certainty. The universe doesn't respond to pressure, it responds to peace. That peace says, I don't need to see it yet, because I know it's already forming. It's a quiet confidence that speaks louder than anxiety. And it is that confidence that pulls your desires from the invisible into the visible. You are not forcing life to move. You are aligning with the movement that's already in progress. When you cling to control, you declare to the universe that you don't trust it. And what you don't trust cannot flow. It's like trying to swim while clenching your fists. You sink faster. But when you release, when you let go and float, life carries you to the shore effortlessly. Surrender is not giving up, it's getting out of the way. It's releasing the illusion that you must figure everything out, and remembering that the infinite intelligence that created you has already prepared the path. The only thing missing was your willingness to stop resisting it. There is freedom in not knowing. The unknown is not your enemy, it's your portal. It's the sacred space where creation happens. The seeds of miracles grow in mystery, and when you can finally relax into uncertainty, you discover that everything you wanted is hidden inside the very moments you feared most. The unknown is not empty, it's pregnant with possibility. But you can't see what's inside until you stop fighting what is. Owning the now also means finding gratitude in the in-between. Even when you don't have what you asked for, you can still say, thank you. Because gratitude doesn't wait for results, it creates them. The more you thank life for where you are, the faster you elevate to where you're meant to be. Gratitude turns waiting into worship and uncertainty into trust. It's the bridge between asking and receiving. So the next time your mind races with questions, when will it happen? How will it happen? Who will make it happen? Breathe and remind yourself, that's not my work. Your work is alignment. Your work is presence. Your work is to stay in peace, to embody the outcome as though it's already done, and to let divine intelligence handle the orchestration. You are not required to push, chase, or beg. You are required to trust, believe, and receive. Because when you surrender the how, life surprises you with the most divine when. When you own the now, you find that everything you've ever wanted was never lost. It was simply waiting for your calm. Let go of your timelines, your control, your attachment to specific outcomes, and step into the truth that everything is already working in your favor. The moment you stop trying to make life happen, life starts happening through you. The moment you surrender, the miracle moves. The moment you own the now, time itself bows to your faith. So release the worry, release the need to know, release the weight of the how. The universe doesn't need your instructions. It needs your trust. And once you trust, you'll see that what you've been waiting for has been waiting for you all along. Gratitude is the language of arrival. Thank it before you touch it. There is a sacred power hidden in two simple words, thank you. Gratitude is not a reaction to blessings received. It's the energy that calls them in. It is not what you feel after the miracle arrives, it's what brings the miracle to your door. The universe speaks in frequencies, not words, and gratitude is the highest frequency of all. When you live in thankfulness before there is a visible reason to be thankful, you signal to life that you already possess what you desire. And because energy must match itself, the outer world rushes to mirror that inner abundance. Gratitude is not passive, it is magnetic. It is the silent language of arrival, the vibration that declares, it's already mine. When you thank in advance, you're not pretending. You're prophesying. You are aligning your emotions with the version of reality where your desire is already fulfilled. Gratitude tells the universe, I have received, and the universe, bound by its own laws, must make it true. The ungrateful heart waits for proof before it believes. The grateful heart knows that proof follows faith. Gratitude is the evidence of things unseen. It's your declaration that the unseen is real, and that the invisible blessings are already active in your timeline. When you say, thank you, you are not just expressing emotion, you are authorizing manifestation. Every moment you practice gratitude, you shift your focus from what is missing to what is manifesting. You stop noticing the lack and start amplifying the abundance that's already present. And that simple shift changes everything, because energy flows where attention goes. The more you thank, the more reasons you are given to continue thanking. Gratitude multiplies itself. It expands opportunities, deepens peace, and draws favor from unexpected directions. When you live in a constant state of appreciation, you begin to notice blessings that were always there, waiting for your awareness to awaken to them. So many people delay their joy, postponing their peace until conditions change. They say, I'll be grateful when I get the job, when I heal, when I find love, when I succeed. But that is the language of waiting, not creation. The truth is, you must feel it first. Gratitude before evidence is the seed that grows the miracle. If you cannot appreciate the small, you will never receive the great. The one who gives thanks for the sunrise receives the strength to conquer the day. The one who gives thanks for their journey receives guidance for the road ahead. Gratitude is not a transaction, it's transformation. It changes your energy, and your energy changes your experience. Think about it. Every answered prayer, every breakthrough, every turning point in your life began when your heart softened and said, thank you, even before things made sense. That moment of surrender, when you stop fighting reality and begin to bless it, opens the floodgates of divine movement. Gratitude is acceptance with power. It's saying, even though I don't see the full picture, I trust that something greater is unfolding. That trust creates momentum. It lifts you above resistance and allows divine timing to flow unhindered. The grateful soul is never stuck, because gratitude keeps energy moving. When you wake up and give thanks, not for what's missing, but for what's coming, you rewire your mind to see life as complete, not chaotic. That feeling of completion draws more completeness. Gratitude doesn't mean you ignore your pain. It means you choose to honor the purpose behind it. You realize that even your struggles were blessings in disguise, shaping you, strengthening you, aligning you for what's next. Every delay had divine precision. Every closed door was protection. Every loss carried direction. Gratitude lets you extract gold from every experience and turns even the darkest chapter into revelation. The language of gratitude is also the language of peace. When you thank life in advance, anxiety dissolves. You stop asking, when will it happen? And start declaring, it already has. That declaration anchors your energy in the vibration of having, not lacking. You begin to walk differently, speak differently, radiate differently, because you are no longer begging for what is yours, you are celebrating it. That emotional state of already having is irresistible to the universe. It's the very frequency that creation recognizes as fulfillment. You no longer chase your desires, you magnetize them. Gratitude turns waiting into receiving. Even science echoes this ancient truth, that a thankful heart alters the chemistry of the brain, expands perception, and activates creativity. Gratitude unlocks solutions that worry blinds you from. It shifts you from survival to expansion. In gratitude, your intuition sharpens because you're no longer vibrating from fear but from faith. The grateful person can see doors where others see walls, because they are not focused on lack, they are attuned to flow. Gratitude is the frequency of vision. But understand, real gratitude is not conditional. It's easy to say, thank you, when everything is perfect. True mastery is saying it while walking through uncertainty. It's thanking the storm for watering the seeds you planted. It's thanking the silence for teaching you trust. It's thanking the delay for protecting your alignment. That's the kind of gratitude that rewires destiny. It says to the universe, even this is working for me. And because the universe mirrors your inner dialogue, it begins to rearrange itself to prove you right. When you live in gratitude, you live in arrival. Every breath becomes a sign of blessing, every step an act of receiving. You stop feeling like life owes you and start realizing that life flows through you. Gratitude turns you into a channel of abundance. You become the one who multiplies light wherever you go. People feel it in your presence. Opportunities sense it in your energy. The universe responds to it by opening doors that no effort could have forced open. So today, don't wait for the miracle to show up before you celebrate it. Celebrate it now. Speak it as though it's here. Thank the universe for aligning it perfectly. Thank the unseen forces that are already moving in your favor. Thank your past for building you. Thank your future for calling you. Thank your present for holding you. Every thank you builds momentum. Every thank you calls power. Every thank you says, I am ready. Gratitude is the language of completion, the proof that your spirit already knows the outcome. So whatever it is you're waiting for, stop waiting. Start thanking. Because the moment you give thanks before the evidence, you tell the universe you've already received it. And once you feel that truth deeply enough, life has no choice but to catch up. Gratitude is not the ending of manifestation, it's the beginning. Thank it before you touch it, and soon you'll touch what you've thanked.